Freudian slip. Question number 10, Dr. David Clark.
My question is to the Minister. On what date did he first become aware of payroll problems at the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, and what action did he take?
I didn't hear the first part. Was it addressed to the Minister at the concern?
He didn't address it to anyone.
Or would the member just do the question again? It'd be the easiest one.
To the Minister of Business, Innovation and Employment.
Order!
On what date did...
Order. Sorry, I'm just making sure the member's given due consideration. He can start again.
Thank you. To the Minister of Business, Innovation and Employment. Would you like me to go again, sir?
Yes, sir.
He doesn't seem to know who he's working for today. To the Minister of Economic Development. On what date did he first become aware of payroll problems at the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, and what action did he take?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, firstly I have been updated a number of times on payroll as MB has been brought together, particularly with the 4 payrolls being brought into one. But with particular regard to the issues that have been publicly discussed in recent days, I was first advised on October 5 last year that MB were establishing a payroll team to identify and address non-compliance and historical issues associated with entitlements to holiday pay. I supported MB's actions at the time and have asked to be kept fully updated on their progress, along with expressing the expectation to the Chief Executive that this issue be resolved as quickly as possible.
Can he confirm...
Order. Supplementary question, Dr.
Can he confirm that the issues that he first became aware of in October last year were known to his government around Holidays Act payroll compliance in 2010?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
No, I can't. In relation to this particular payroll, the timeline is as I described last year. The Labour Inspectorate has had broader concerns about public and private providers complying with the Holiday Act, going back some time, possibly back as 2010, but the issues in relation to MB were identified to me in 2015, October last year. No, you're wrong.
Order. Supplementary question, Dr. David Clark.
During the 2012 MB merger, did his government ensure the payroll system complied with the law?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, in the MB merger in 2012, a decision was taken to merge the 4 payrolls together, including the former Department of Labour payroll, which had been used right back, I believe, till around 2000. It was, of course, anticipated that that payroll, which had been in place for many years, would meet the requirements, particularly given the Holidays Act had been passed with its changes in 2003. Unfortunately, from the period 2003 onwards, there had been no attempt within the government to ascertain that the payrolls were actually following the Holidays Act as it was laid down in 2003.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. David Clark.
Is he confident that his department has been providing correct advice to the private sector, given that his department has failed to implement its own payroll system correctly?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, for the member's benefit, the Labour Inspectorate operates at arm's length from the operation of the agency, particularly in relation to payroll matters, because the Labour Inspectorate has a responsibility. The Labour Inspectorate has a responsibility to monitor the MB payroll as well as other public and private sector payrolls. As I said to the member in answer to an earlier question, the Inspectorate has had concerns for some time about payrolls generally, and that matter has been discussed with SSE. This particular issue, though, was raised in 2015.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. David Clark.
Why did he fail to follow the advice on his ministry's website about, quote, calculating annual holiday pay, quote, which appears under the tab headed, quote, get the basics right?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, that's a question that could be asked right back to 2003, I believe, because the holiday pay calculation is recognised as a complex calculation because it requires providers to assess the greater of the average wages of the person and the regular time wages of the person. And just because you're a bad opposition MP that yells all the time doesn't mean you can't don't just go and listen to the answer to the question.
Question number 11, Dr. Jan Yang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the